Howdy, everybody. Welcome back to the newest episode of Five Downs with Fannon. It's amazing. We had a winning week last week, first time ever. And yeah, as we'll get right into it. As always, I am your host Spencer Fannon. Thank you for tuning in. Um, Quick history lesson: if this is your first time with us, Five Downs with Fannon. Quick five topics or subjects that we're going to talk about. Usually, it's been a game for each down, as I call it. Now, you might wonder why is it called Five Downs if it's a football show, and it has been so far. There's only four downs in football. Well, I'm a Missouri grad, and in 1990 there was a famous football game between the University of Missouri and the University of Colorado in Columbia, and the University of Colorado won a close game with a last-minute touchdown because the referees accidentally gave them a extra down, a fifth down, and Colorado won the game. They ended up going on and splitting the national title with Georgia Tech that year, and that's where the fifth down comes from, and that's where Five Downs with Fannin come from. So, but there's your history lesson. We'll do a quick little recap of last week's show. Again, we had a first winning week. We're seven and I'm sorry, yeah, 7-8. We were 4-6 going into last week. We went 3-2 last week. All three of the college football picks we got right. Two NFL picks, not so much. So we'll see how it goes this week. But last week, obviously, we had Georgia -7.5. They covered, so it got tight there, but it was a bit of a sweat, but it came out. Then we had under 59.5 with Alabama, Tennessee, another kind of sweaty one. Actually, all three of the college football ones were pretty sweaty and stuff. And then the third one was under 61.5 with Notre Dame and USC. In the NFL, not very sweaty. We had Los Angeles Chargers -1.5. They got blown out by the Colts and stuff. And then we had over 52.5 on the Monday night game between the Bucks and the Lions, and that didn't even come close. So, yeah, I mean, but again, yeah, 3-2 on the week. Hopefully, we can keep it up, keep it going, get over 500 for the entire picks, or at least get to 500 minimum and stuff. So we'll get right into it again with this show. We have five downs, five subjects that we're going to talk about. There are five big games this week. And like last week, it's three college football games and two NFL games. So might as well get right into it with first down. All right, first down, and we got to go to it. We got to go back down south. We're going to the SEC. It's a top 15 matchup between number 8 Ole Miss going to Oklahoma to face the number 13 Sooners on Saturday afternoon. And quick betting breakdown. As always, the odds are going to be from ESPN Bet. Just makes it easy to follow that because I get stats from ESPN as well. Just one shop stop. Currently, Oklahoma is a 5.5-point favorite. The over-under is set at 54.5. Oklahoma's defense is fantastic. I mean, they come at you. Brett Venables has got that defense flying all over the place. They really showed it when in their 26-7 victory over South Carolina last week. Ole Miss obviously coming in off the loss at Georgia, 43-35. Yeah, that was a sweat. We had Georgia -7.5, so that was really a sweat. But Oklahoma's offense, even with John Matier back, and he's been back for a couple weeks now, it hasn't been the same since before he got hurt, and I just don't know. I'm a little scared of that because Ole Miss's offense will put up points. They'll be able to put up points on people, even though Oklahoma's offense or defense is fantastic. Ole Miss is still going to be able to put up points. Lane Kiffin is one of the best play callers in the country. Chambliss is coming off a fantastic first half, but he struggled in the second half at Georgia. And I think he is going to rebound. He's going to have that second. It's just going to be his second road start at the Division I or FBS level and stuff. Last week was his first one. I think that kind of like that struggle in the second half. I think it's going to get out of his system and stuff. Obviously, the main key for Oklahoma is going to be stopping, I think, the running game of Ole Miss. Kewan Lacey, Georgia, I should say, bottled up Lacey in the seemingly in the second half. I'm gonna pull up their stats really quickly. What did Lacey finish with? And stuff. He finished with. I mean, he only finished with 30. He finished with 31 yards. He had two touchdowns, but he only had 31 yards of offense. So, or rushing, I should say. Obviously, Trinidad Chambliss had 260 yards passing, so that was really in 40 yards rushing. So he still had 300 yards. But it's like if you can make a team one dimensional, you've got a very good chance. And Ole Miss's defense is solid. Their back end is not great, but I don't know if Oklahoma's got the weapons to really take advantage of it like Georgia did last week. So to be honest, I mean, I'm looking at it's 5.5 point spread. It's kind of big. I mean, I know it's in Oklahoma. John Matier another week after the back from the injury to be his third game back and stuff. I think this is going to be a rebound spot. I think I'm going to take Ole Miss in the points. I'm going to take Ole Miss plus 5.5 in this game. I think they've got a real shot of winning this outright because I think Lane Kiffin is going to have these guys focused and disciplined in this game and wanting to prove that they can. Because if Ole Miss loses this game, I don't know. Let me look at their schedule moving forward. After this one, I mean, yeah, this is their last ranked opponent. They play South Carolina, and then they play Citadel, Florida, and then at Mississippi State to finish the year. Now, maybe Mississippi State sneaks back in, though they're 0-3 right now in conference play and stuff. So this is their last big shot. Yes, they beat LSU. Ole Miss did, but that's I mean 1-2 in ranked opponents. So Ole Miss kind of needs this game. Oklahoma's got quite a bit more opportunities down the road with their schedule. Pulling that up, they got Ole Miss and they go to Tennessee. They still got to play at Bama and then they host Missouri and LSU to finish out the year. So they've still got four more ranked opponents to play. So it's like they could arguably lose this game and still have a really good shot of making the playoff. They're 6-1 right now, 2-1 in the conference and stuff. I think Ole Miss needs this game more, and I think getting nearly a touchdown here. I'm gonna take those points. I'm gonna take Ole Miss. I think Lane Kiffin and Chambliss get this big road win and keep them on track for a playoff berth later this year. So there's first down. We'll head on down to second down. All right, time for second down, and unfortunately, we are staying in the SEC, and we're going to my alma mater. We're going to the other top 15 matchup in college football this week. Number 15, Missouri, travels to number 10, Vanderbilt. Wow, that's weird to say, number 10, Vanderbilt, this Saturday afternoon. Betting breakdown, Vanderbilt is favored by 2.5. The over-under is set at 51.5. This is going to be really interesting. I mean, both teams are coming off of close win, or not. I wouldn't even say close. Vanderbilt pretty much handled LSU. I mean, they won. Vanderbilt won against hosting LSU last week by a touchdown, but it was a bigger spread bigger difference than what it was. I think LSU got like a late touchdown to kind of make it close and stuff like that. Vanderbilt played really, really well. Diego Pavia was fantastic. Let's see what were his stats. Let me pull those up. I mean, he really was. I mean, I think he's top 10 or 15, top 10 in Heisman Trophy rankings now. Yeah, 160 yards passing, not great. Had the touchdown, but he had 86 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns there. So he finished with 280, almost 250 yards. 250 yards total offense with 3 touchdowns. So it's like that's pretty crazy. I mean, they ran for 239 yards. So it's like that's just nuts on LSU and stuff. But Missouri coming off of a double overtime win at Auburn. Offense didn't look great. Defense played well enough. Before that, obviously they lost hosting to Alabama by 3 and stuff. So it's both teams are 2-1 in conference play. Both teams are 6-1 overall. Both teams are kind of mirror each other. I think Pavia is the more I don't want to say flamboyant, but he's the more seemingly charismatic and character quarterback. Pribula is able to throw and run. and stuff. Obviously, Missouri's running offense, rushing offense is much better than Vanderbilt, at least in the sense of like from the running back position. Um, though, don't sleep on Vanderbilt's rush attack; they're very solid. But the the Vanderbilt offense is so multifaceted, but that you can't really know what they're going to do. They got two great tight ends. They got a couple solid running backs. They don't have the best outside receiver and stuff. It's as I said, they're very much focused. They've got two really good tight ends that they use as their main targets for pass yardage. So it'll be interesting because Missouri's back end of their defense is their weakness, their secondary and safety play. Their front seven is fantastic and stuff. So it'll be an interesting matchup there. Um, Maybe this is a bit of a cop out. I guess in my betting thing, I'm taking over 51 and a half. I think both teams are going to be able to score on each other and stuff. So yeah, it's a little bit of a, it might be a little bit of a cop out here and stuff. I To be honest, if you forced me to bank a pick, it would be Vanderbilt. I don't know if I could take the 2.5 though, because I think this is going to be a really tight game. I mean, it's under a field goal, so it's like you got some wiggle room there. But I think it's more likely that points are going to be scored. I could see this certainly being a 31-27 type game because I think Missouri will be able to get some stops, but they're also going to give up plays because Pavia is going to be able to extend a play. There's going to be a breakdown in the secondary, something like that. And I think that Kirby Moore and the Missouri offense are going to be able to make enough plays to get some points on the board against the Vanderbilt defense, which is solid and such like that. So it'll be College Game Day is going to be there, so it's going to be a huge, huge thing for Vanderbilt. They're having a great year and stuff. I mean, they've got this. I think this is their last ranked opponent on the schedule right now. Or no, I'm sorry. They played at Texas I'm sorry. They play at Texas and then at Tennessee to finish the season. So they've still got two more ranked opponents. So they could probably lose this game, and then if they manage to win the other two, they might sneak into the playoff. Missouri has got Texas A&M and Oklahoma still, so both teams have two more ranked opponents. So this isn't a. I hesitate to say it's a playoff eliminator, but it kind of is just because I think a lot of people are kind of looking down on both of these teams and stuff because they're not the blue bloods or anything like that. So I think it's gonna be a really really fun game to watch and stuff. But I'm gonna go over the 51 and a half. Again, I think this is going to be like a 31-27 type game, something like it's going to be close, but I think points there will be points scored in this game. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to watch it. But yeah, there you go. There's second down. Let's head on down to third down. All right, time for third down. Last college football game of the year, but we are staying in the SEC. I mean, this is where all the big games are this weekend. Kind of feels like these are where all the big games are every weekend, but there you go. You got number 3 Texas A&M facing number 20 LSU. A&M coming off of a solid win against Arkansas. Actually, a close one. Wow, I thought it was they won it bigger, 45-42 and stuff. And then you had LSU losing at Vanderbilt last week. Going home, it's going to be night game at Death Valley, so the place is going to be jumping. Quick betting breakdown: A&M is a 2.5 point favorite. Over under is set at 48.5. This is going to be a tight game. I mean, just from like kind of like vibes wise, I feel like Texas A&M should be favored by more. Um, But I mean, it is a road game. You're going to one of the most difficult places to play in college football at Tiger Stadium in Death Valley at LSU. Um, I mean, I guess also with the last game that Texas A&M had, giving up 42 points to Arkansas, who is a solid offense but not very good overall. That probably dropped the spread down a little bit. Obviously, Texas A&M is currently tied for first in the SEC at 4-0. They're 7-0 and overall. They're the only SEC team that is currently undefeated. LSU is 2-2 in conference, 5-2 overall, and stuff. So this is, I think it's obviously it's going to come down to the quarterback. Can Marcel Reed handle the road atmosphere at LSU, and can Garrett Nussmeier handle the Texas A&M front four, which has been fantastic all year. I mean, uh, you got uh, Cassius Howe's got 8 sacks on the year. I mean, it's crazy. I think he's got what was it? He had 3 against Mississippi State a couple games ago, but I mean, he's been fantastic. They've got a whole bunch. They've got just rotate a bunch of guys at defensive end. They control the line of scrimmage there, so it's going to be a really interesting test for the LSU offensive line, which is going through some injuries. I think their left tackle might be out this week. And stuff. He got injured against Vanderbilt. Not sure if he's. Um, let's see. Let's see if they have got any injury. They don't. They don't show any of the injury stuff on the ESPN page, unfortunately. But at least with that. So, but looking at it, I'm going to go with the hotter team. I'm going to go with what I think is probably the better team. I'm going to go A&M minus 2.5 here. I think that they're going to be able to make enough plays. I think they're going to be able to lean on that defensive line to create havoc against a weakened offensive line of LSU. I think they're going to be able to spook Garrett Nussmeier, who's not played great this year. Let's see if I can let's pull up his stats real quick. All right. All right, internet, go quicker. There we go. I mean, he's got, 1,600 yards, 66 completion percentage, got 11 touchdowns, 5 picks. So it's not awful, but he was one of the Heisman frontrunners coming in, and everybody kind of expected a lot more from him this year, and he just hasn't shown that. Marcel Reed has shown out thus far. I mean, he is at, I believe. I mean, he's at 1,700 yards, almost 1,800 yards passing, 15 touchdowns, only 4 picks. So he's definitely shown that he can be that guy at the quarterback position and stuff. And I kind of trust Mike Elko over Brian Kelly at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go Texas A&M minus 2.5 for this game. It's gonna be a really good game, and the atmosphere is gonna be going nuts and stuff. But I think A&M comes out of this with another win. They get to 8-0, and they maybe sneak into that top 2. They're third right now. Maybe they sneak into the top 2 with a win on the road at a top 20 opponent. We'll see. But all right, time to move out of the world of college football. We're going to fourth down and professional football. So let's go. All right, fourth down. We've moved out of college football. We're going to professional football, and we're going to Sunday night, and we're going to the Packers at the Steelers. Quick betting breakdown. Packers are currently 3.5-point favorites. Over under is set at 44.5. Obviously, the big story of this is, Aaron Rodgers playing his former team, or one of his former teams, his original team. Again, yeah, kind of facing off against his protege in Jordan Love. It's interesting. I mean, obviously the Steelers, they're 4-2 right now. Packers are 4-1-1 with that tie to the Cowboys a couple weeks ago. Aaron Rodgers has played quite well. They've got the extra break. And stuff. They played last Thursday night at Cincinnati. Now they lost to Cincinnati and Joe Flacco, and their defense was not very good. Their offense was pretty solid. They put up 31 points, but they just couldn't stop Jamar Chase or Joe Flacco. Packers are coming off of a weird travel thing with the Arizona Cardinals. They won 27-23 in Arizona. I don't think that they had any issues coming back from Arizona. They did getting there. They were put on the tarmac. They're playing with 4 or 5 hours trying to get there Saturday. It's crazy. And so, I guess there's a possibility that Christian Watson, Packers receiver, could make his season debut. He's currently on the PUP list. He has to be on there until game day. And then it's possible he could be activated and put on the 53-man roster. So we'll see there. He tore his ACL last year, I believe, against the Bears in the final game of the season and stuff. So he'd be a huge weapon for Jordan Love there. I hate doing it. I'm taking the Packers minus 3.5 here because I don't trust the Steelers defense gave up 33 points to the Bengals last week, and the Packers defense is much better than the Bengals defense. Um, I think this is going to be. I mean, the Packers are going to want to go out and prove that they're the better team. I mean, everybody does because you want to beat your opponent. But it's also you got the Aaron Rodgers thing. I think Aaron Rodgers will have a decent game, but I think that the Packers are just going to come out of this ahead, win the game, win probably by around a touchdown and stuff. I think that the run game for the Packers, Josh Jacobs is questionable, but I think he's going to play. Run game for the Steelers is kind of non-existent, so it's like, and I mean T.J. Watt versus Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons finally got off the schneid yesterday. Last game, he had I think 2 or 3 sacks last week. I mean T.J. Watt having his normal T.J. Watt season and everything like that. But I feel that I trust Matt LaFleur more than I trust Arthur Smith, the two play callers and stuff. So I hate to do it as a Bears fan, but I'm going to have to take the Packers in this one. Take them with the -3.5 because I trust their defense more than the Steelers defense, and I think the Steelers are making more plays than the Packers will make more plays than the Steelers this week. And please don't take away my Bears fan cred for that, but I gotta go with it. Hopefully, I can make you some money and everything. But that's 4th down. Let's just head on down to 5th down now. All right, 5th down time. Staying in the NFL, we're going to Monday night. We got the Commanders traveling to KC to face the Chiefs. Quick betting breakdown. Chiefs are big favorites. They're 12.5-point favorites. Over-under is set at 46.5 as of the recording of this game. I mean, and the reason it's so big is Jaden Daniels is going to miss Monday night's game. So that's devastating for the Commanders. I mean, he came out of last week's game against the Cowboys with the hamstring injury. He's going to miss this week. I think this is going to be his 3rd game missed this season, and stuff. I mean, it looks and right at the time where they need him most because the Chiefs are looking like the Chiefs again. I mean, they just dominated the Raiders last week, 31-0. The week before that, they beat I believe they beat the Lions 30-17. Week before that, they lost at Jacksonville 31-28. And the week before that, they beat the Ravens 37-20. So they've scored 30 or more points 3 of their last 4 games. And the only game they didn't was on the road against these pretty solid defense, and they still put up 28. So Rashid Rice is back, Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce, all those weapons. Still got to get the running game going. That's probably the weakness of the Chiefs right now. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, even though this is kind of at least a pretty easy pick in the sense of who's going to win the game or who should win the game, I should say. I'm staying away from the spread because it's just that 12.5 is just too big for me and stuff. It's nearly 2 touchdowns, and heck, it might even be 2 touchdowns at the time of game time and stuff like that because it opened, I think, Sunday afternoon or Monday at 9.5, so it's gone up three points in the last couple of days. So I'm taking under 46.5. I think mostly because I think the Chiefs are going to be able to stop the Commanders from scoring. I don't know if the Commanders are going to be able to stop the Chiefs from scoring, but I don't know if the Chiefs are going to score 38 or 40 to get the over by itself. I mean, maybe it's a 31 14, 31 13 type game, so it could be close. But I don't know if Marcus Mariota is going to start for the Commanders. I don't know if he's going to be able to put up enough points against the Chiefs defense, which is rounding into form. That's going to be able to help put this over the top for the total. So I'm going to go. I'm taking under 46.5 in this game. I mean, I think Chiefs are going to win pretty handily, but I don't know if they'll get to that 12.5, 13 points that they need to cover for this. Even though when I was mentioning the scores, it sounded like they would. But I don't know. I think that the Commanders will keep it enough close, but I feel more confident about going under than the spread and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be it's rough for the Commanders. I mean, they came into the season flying high. Now injuries are hurting them. They got injury. I don't think Terry McLaurin is back. I don't know if Noah Brown's going to play. Don't know if Debo Samuel is going to play. So it's like they lost their top sack leader to IR, so he's out for the rest of the year. So it's like maybe I might be even just talking myself into taking the Chiefs minus 12 and a half. But my actual pick, I'm going to go under 46 and a half here. I think that it's going to be. I think the Commanders are going to or the Commanders when they have the ball are going to want to control it as much as possible. So I think there might be fewer possessions and such. So I'm going to go under 46 and a half. I mean, if it goes up anymore, and if you can get it under, if it gets up a couple more points and you're able to get it, say, under that 48 and a half number, then I would definitely hammer that. But let's see if you ride with me and stuff when we continue the winning ways going. But there you go. That's the 5 picks of this week. You had first game, quick breakdown. First game was Ole Miss at Oklahoma. I have Ole Miss plus 5.5. Second game is Missouri at Vanderbilt. I have over 51.5 in that game. Third game is Texas A&M at LSU. I have A&M minus 2.5. Fourth game is Packers at Steelers, Sunday Night Football. I got Packers minus 3.5. Please don't take away my Bears fandom for this. And then fifth down, Commanders at Chiefs, and I have under 46.5. So we'll see how it goes. Again, 3-2 last week, 7-8 for the 3 weeks thus far. We'll see if we can get to 500 or better after this week. But this is once again Spencer Fannon signing off for this. If you got any questions or comments for the video, just please leave him on the video YouTube and stuff like that. Leave a like and subscribe. Really helps the channel. Please let me know if there's any games next week that you want me to take a look at and stuff. Maybe we can find one that's not in the SEC. That would be nice for some variety and such. But yeah, until next time, this is Spencer Fannon once again signing off. Have a great week and enjoy the football.